All right, y'all. Gonna diagnose this Boudoir Facebook ad, see if we believe it has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. So BLCS, so Boudoir low click syndrome is when the unique CTRL of our Boudoir Facebook ad is under 6%. So that means fewer than 6 out of 100 women are clicking somewhere on our Boudoir Facebook ad, which actually means our Boudoir Facebook ad is getting into fewer than 6 out of 100 women's brains. And the and that means fewer than 6 out of 100 women that happens to that are seeing our ad actually have a non-zero chance of buying from us. So we gotta get our Boudoir Facebook ads into their brain because that's the only chance they'll buy from us. That means we gotta have them click somewhere on it instead of simply scrolling on by, which is unique CTRL. Now, unique CTRL under 6% is not normal. Common, everyone believes it's normal. That's why it's so common, so widespread. But it's not. It's actually the symptom of a deeper root cause. And that deeper root cause is the 3 pre-click mistakes, the 3 PCM. And more about those towards the end. We also know that a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with BLCS is a Boudoir low-click advertiser, a BLCA. So we see our universe building up here. A BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. But we got a solution. We know that BLCS is treated with Boudoir pre-click optimization, aka Boudoir Pico, and treatment takes about a week. And we know this because we invented it and we've already done it a bunch. And it's pretty simple. We duplicate the original ad. We treat the duplicated one. We leave the original alone. We treat the duplicated one with Boudoir Pico, and basically we run that, and through its full treatment, and then we keep whichever one running has the highest metrics. And it's always been the Boudoir Pico treated one that has the highest metrics at the end. Now, once treated with Boudoir Pico, we now have pre-click alignment, PCA. So we go from the 3 pre-click mistakes to PCA. And pre-click alignment activates Boudoir brain entry boost in our Boudoir Facebook ads. AKA, we finally got our unique CTRL above 6%. And a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost is a dominant Boudoir advertiser, a DBA. So this is our universe here. We got a BLCA with BLCS. It's caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. And then our solution is Boudoir Pico. It takes about a week. We achieve PCA pre-click alignment, and we become a dominant Boudoir advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost. So that's our universe. Now here onto my residency. So I found some Boudoir Facebook ads out there, brought them to the hospital, tested them. First one up, found out its unique CTRL is 4.3%. So I discovered that BLCS is present, Boudoir low click syndrome. And as a result, so basically as a result, we know we can treat this with Boudoir Pico. Takes about a week. So that's what we did. Treat it with Boudoir Pico, took about a week. We got the unique CTRL up to 6.88%. So we found out the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 37% of ad spend, which means if they're spending 10 grand a month on the original Boudoir Facebook ad, then, now they only need to spend $6,300 a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad to get their ad into the same number of women's brains. And so they no longer have to spend that money, and they actually can pocket it kind of as like a bonus, Boudoir Pico bonus. They just don't spend it because it would have all been wasted anyways. And kind of a bonus, $3,700 a month bonus. And so what that's given them is that's given them $3,700 a month, which is actually like 40K over the next 12 months. By simply not having to burn burn that and burn that cost. And next part of my residency, and the second Boudoir Facebook ad, got unique CTRL up to 1.39%, or found out its unique CTRL was 1.39%, and actually, since it's under 6%, we know that BLCS is present, aka Boudoir low click syndrome, and as a result, we can actually treat it with Boudoir Pico. So that's what we did. Treated with Boudoir Pico, got its unique CTRL up to 9.13%. So we found out the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 84% of ad spend. And as a result, if they're spending more than 10 grand a month, if they're spending 10 grand a month on the original Boudoir Facebook ad, now they only need to spend 1.6 grand a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad and get their ad into the same number of women's brains. So $8,400 a month difference. They pocket it every single month. They don't have to spend it. They keep it. It's kind of like a phantom bonus, phantom profit. And as a result, we are, we're actually, they're actually able to keep that $8,400 a month, which is like, 100 grand over 12 months, over the next 12 months, literally doing no extra work, nothing. Finally, had a patient come through, unique CTRL 5.03%. So that's under 6%. We know that BLCS is present, Boudoir low click syndrome. So we can treat it with Boudoir Pico. And that's exactly what we did. Took about a week. We got the unique CTRL up to 15.35%. And when we did that, we actually found out his original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 67% of his ad spend. So if he's spending 10 grand a month, $6,700 a month was being wasted. So now he only needs to spend $3,300 a month with his Boudoir Pico treated ad to get it into the same number of women's brains. And that $6,700 he no longer has to spend. He pockets it every single month, every single month, every single month. Kind of like a Boudoir Pico phantom bonus. And at the end of the year, after 12 months, what's that? That's, it's like an 80K bonus. Literally, 80K bonus. And so the average Boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS is wasting about 50% of its ad spend. And we know that because, dude, just look at these numbers here. Wasting 37%, wasting 84%, wasting 67%. Average these numbers out, the average is probably somewhere between 50 to 60%. So, if they're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, on average, this can be, five out of 10K is being wasted every single month, and we can eliminate that, put that back in y'all's pocket, approximately, 60K over the next 12 months, over the next year, treated with Boudoir Pico. So we're going to look at this, diagnose it, see if we believe it has BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome. So we got the below creative cluster mistake here. False belief that causes us to make this mistake is we're trusting what Facebook says. All these fields we should fill out during ad setup is actually what we should fill out. And the consequence of this is way, way, way more women going to be scrolling by our ad than necessary, which Facebook likes because it enables Facebook to serve more ads per unit time, make more money per unit time, but we actually waste more money per unit time. So this pulls our unique CTRL under 6%, and it actually contributes to BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome. Next, we're going to look at the creative, the photo here. All right, yeah, this looks like an ad mistake. So the false belief that causes us to make this mistake is we believe our ads should look like ads, because on Facebook, that's what we keep seeing. Facebook ads, also other Boudoir Facebook ads, they all look like ads. So everyone can't be wrong, can they? Well, every Boudoir Facebook ad I've seen has had BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome, with a unique CTR all under 6%, other than the ones I've treated. So we actually, consequence of this is way more women going to be scrolling by our Boudoir Facebook ad than necessary, pulling our unique CTR all under 6% and decreasing the, well, increasing the probability that we have BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome. Finally, let's see, look at the see more headline. First 2 3/4 lines, Facebook mobile newsfeed. Boudoir session. All right, so this is the lack of context mistake. The false belief that caused us to make this mistake is we believe we provide enough context to have more of the right women, or to maximize the number of women clicking into our ad without deterring too many women. And yeah, we're not at the maximization point. It's an optimization problem. So the consequence of this is way more women gonna be scrolling by our Boudoir Facebook ad than necessary. And as a result, it's gonna pull our unique CTR all under 6% and actually increase the probability that we have BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. So final diagnosis, yes, I do believe this Boudoir Facebook ad has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome, because of its unique CTR all less than 6%. So if you're a BLCA with BLCS, a Boudoir low click advertiser with Boudoir low click syndrome, and you're spending more than 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, and you're looking around at the market, you're seeing more Boudoir photographers enter the market every single day. You know, someone gets a new iPhone, all of a sudden they're throwing up a Google Maps profile saying they do boudoir photo shoots, or they get a new camera and they're, they get a new camera and then they're posting the mom groups that they now do boudoir photo shoots. So it's basically more competition for the same number of buyers. So it's getting more competitive, more saturated out there in the marketplace. And, so, and you're also seeing inflation and living costs, cost of living, taking that into account. So you've already been optimizing your business, trying to pull out more profit for ideally, less input, less work. Try to get a jump on all this and remain competitive. And you see Boudoir Pico can, save you approximately 5K in wasted Boudoir ad spend. Eliminate that, about half the ad spend being wasted, and eliminate that and put that 5K back in your pocket instead of the Zuck's pocket. And that'd be approximately 60K over the next 12 months. And so you want this outcome, and you also want to achieve pre-click alignment to become a dominant Boudoir advertiser with Boudoir Brain Entry Boost, because you need this to achieve that on your path to becoming the #1 boudoir photographer in your city. Then shoot me a DM, and well, I don't have any, my patient intake is closed right now, but shoot me a DM and when my patient intake opens. So my DMs are closed, but patient intake's closed. But when my new patient intake opens, my DMs are open. Shoot me a DM and we'll see if you qualify for the Boudoir Pico treatment.